Poirier, Chandler. I mean, right here, dude. This right here, this is the people's main. This is the co-main. It's only 3 rounds. That's what I was gonna get into, like which I think actually makes for a better fight. I actually heard Chandler talking about this, and I think it makes a lot of sense because if this is the 5 rounder, then you're gonna have to throw a lot more different strategy in it, and you're gonna have to make sure you have enough energy for 5 rounds. So I'm thinking Chandler he'll still come out guns blazing first round. You already know his he's like straight out the gates, foot all the way down, pedal to the metal, balls out, balls to the wall, balls to the wall. I'm going all out Rambo. What I mean? I'm running a sprint towards at you. Everything I got right now. Who wants it more? Who has more? Who could bring more? I'm bringing everything I could bring to everything you could bring, all in the first round. Let's go. So I think that style over 5 rounds, obviously, you might guess that's kind of like what Gagey was, finding out when he started getting this, stepping up in competition, getting these longer fights. So that I think the 3 rounder is kind of more tailored. Like I've been back and forth with this fight. I've been thinking first because Dustin Poirier is one of the best boxers anyway, pure boxer type style. Just the way he rolls with punches, the way he parries, the way he comes back with combos, and he's always throwing 2s and 3s. As far as combos, he's not just throwing one at a time. He mixes in the leg kicks. Ask Connor. He's throwing leg kicks. He's mixing everything up a lot. Not so much in the wrestling department, so I don't picture him taking it out. But with this being in a 3-round fight, that kind of changes things a lot. In a 5-rounder, I got DP all day. I think I'm taking the Diamond Poirier all day. I mean, he's for sure. He's fucking. His good fight foundation will be, like getting that much more because he's winning the shit in 5 rounds. But in 3 rounders, in a 3-round, I could see I'm almost leading Chandler because he could be explosive as fuck for a good round and a half, 2 rounds. Like just balls out, balls to wall like I was talking. Just cage rage type thing going full force. He can do that for at least a round or two, So it's like he might win those 2 rounds or he might do enough damage where the 3rd round don't even matter that much. Okay, Poirier might just outland him and beat him there, just for being a tougher guy. But if he don't get the finish, I could see Chandler winning decision just on pure freaking output and effort and explosiveness and just more like game-changing moments, like picking someone up and picking them up and slamming the shit out of them, or you know what I mean? Like just exciting type moments that are the judges are gonna be like, damn, he did that. So like there's you get a takedown where the guy he throws a kick and you catch it and he kind of you follow him to the ground and he gets right back up. Or you get a guy like Chandler who will pick your ass up and slam the shit out of you, and land on top of you into a good position and start ground and pounding you right away, where it's like everything he does, it's like danger of ending the fight. If it's a takedown, if it's ground and pound, if it's just throwing a crazy ass head kick from Hal like he did to, Tony Ferguson, R.I.P. after that kick. I mean, that was straight up something out of a comic book. The way his face looked, I mean, that instant meme, and that sucks to say. That's Tony Ferguson, but that just shows like that Chandler has that explosive, devastating power that could just finish a fight at any time. But he also has these entertaining and devastating moments within the fight that win him these rounds. Like he fought a little smarter against Gagey, he probably wins that fight. I mean, first round, definitely he won that fight. He had him folded over a little bit, didn't drop him, but had him hurt bad, took him down, So, I mean, it wasn't until he started just eating shots and getting dropped and rocked himself and just where he started fading a little. Even that was only a 3-rounder, but that was just a straight all-out war, which is going to be like this one, But, if he does choose to, like, I'm back and forth with this fight because if Chandler has more ways to win, like, I feel like he's a better grappler overall. Like, obviously, he's a friggin' All-American from Missouri, trained with Ben Askren, all these people, like, Willie, all these, like, great wrestlers, like he's definitely an explosive guy, great wrestler, pedigree. If he wants to take it there, he could take it there and do that. But as we all know, wrestling's tiring, So if you want to blow your wad wrestling and maybe not get to finish or just go balls to the wall like he does and throw bombs, where it'd be, if it is a finish, it's a way more exciting and emphatic finish. So I get that, like I get his whole mentality is like, I just want to end this shit like as soon as I start. But Dustin Poirier is the same way. I mean, he's battle tested. I mean, the one thing like with Connor when they fought, I kind of feel like that was at featherweight, and I feel like when his loss at that fight, I feel like he was a little drained anyway, trying to kill himself to get to 45 for one. Two, Connor, like unlike this press conference, we saw today, Connor talks a gang of shit, and he was witty as fuck back then, and he was in his head big time, with his whole slang, his Irish shit, talk his shit talk. He could tell he was in Poirier's head. Poirier is more just a real one, like street type mentality. So you talk shit about him and all that, like he's gonna probably take it a little bit more personal. And I think he did in that fight. And I think Connor was in his head, and he caught him clean, kind of temple shot, top of the head, back of the head type shot. And if he's weight drained, put that. I'm not making excuses for him, but they fought again twice at 55. So at lightweight, and you kind of seen how that was going. Even though Connor, the last fight, he broke his ankle or his foot, and it fucked shit up. It wasn't like a decisive win. We kind of seen that the levels that Poirier was starting to put it on him a little. Boxing just everywhere, just total martial artist. So, I mean, he's definitely battle tested. He could definitely take the shots. He's fought Gaethje to a war and beat him. He's fought war with Eddie Alvarez, came out on top. I mean, he definitely can. And the thing is with Poirier, his boxing is just his ability to roll with punches and just come back with combos, and he hits hard. So everything he's throwing is landing some serious combos and power, and that's those punches you don't see coming, because he's rolling with the defense, and it just flows really nice with his combos, and a lot of guys are throwing one, like Chandler even, who might just look for that one big shot, and if he lands it, it could be lights out, it's game changing. But if not, I mean, he could put himself in a position where to get countered by Poirier with one or like two or three shots, not just one, and that's the thing. And I think one thing, it kind of goes both ways too. I was thinking, well, if Chandler gets hurt in this fight, because he has had, getting dropped a few times in his fights, if he gets dropped or rocked in this fight, Poirier is a dog when he got someone hurt. He just goes all out, he'll throw a fucking 30 punch, all out Rambo combo. Killer instinct, type ultra combo, So, I mean, I think that, but that kind of, when I was thinking about it, that actually goes both ways, because if Chandler got somebody hurt, he's all over that like a pit bull, and he's throwing, his freaking nothing but bombs and power. He'll throw like 20 right hands in a row, or left hooks or whatever it is. That's the money shot that's opening. Like he did Dan Hooker, he dropped him and just swarmed him, and it was over. Like never knew what hit him type thing. So there's also that, So, I mean, both these guys, I mean, this fight, like when you get to this type level, these guys, but especially the will as well, not just the skill, but also the will, it's really like a coin flip at that point. I mean, who has a better night that night? Who zigged when they were supposed to zig and, didn't zig when they zagged, or, what I mean? Like just, so it's kind of hit or miss. Anything could happen here. It's like to pick this fucking winner is a coin flip. Like 3-rounder does change it for me. Thinking about it, I'm thinking more Chandler. I'm leaning a little, like slightly, like 51-49 type shit to Chandler just because of that. Because I feel like he might be able to put that explosive pace for a 3-round fight. 5, I would definitely go DP. Just because he has a championship experience. But once he weathers that storm, he's more efficient with his striking. He's not throwing everything into every strike. He's not kicking every kick, every punch, like trying to end it. But he also hits hard as fuck. So either way, he's doing damage even just with his efficient just style of boxing. Throwing combos, 1-2s, whatever, rolling with the punches, and he throws a lot of leg kicks now. So that's another thing and Michael Chandler has had problems with leg kicks in the past. Yeah, he has had an issue with that, where he had that whole dead leg situation, kind of like what happened to Cejudo with Mighty Mouse when they fought second time actually. Yeah, when he had that little dead leg where he just hit that nerve and he lost that. So he had that before as well. But I like what he does because he's so quick and explosive and quick ass, fast reflexes, and fast twitch muscles where he just likes to lift that front leg up and just kind of like you kick under, you just miss his foot because he just lifted up and he's coming forward with a counter right away with the right hand or whatever. Ironically, he didn't do that with his fight with Oliveira in the second round. That's what got him dropped was, if he had came in, he was throwing a combo and I think he missed, but he had Oliveira going back a bit. But instead of maybe just trying to clinch or just keep moving forward, he took a step back. And that might have been fatigue, because he fucking unloaded his whole wide in the first round. So he took that step back. And that's when Charles had that opening where he's a little bit more efficient, just came right in with that left hook and dropped him. And then swarmed down him and finished him. So I could see that happening too. Like Dustin Poirer, it is just a tough fight to fucking call. I mean, like, honestly, I think if it does go decision, I'm kind of picking Chandler just because it's a 3-rounder, and I think he could keep that pace for 3 rounds. Like, just that balls to the wall, crazy-ass pace. I feel like he could do that. As far as if someone gets a finish here, I mean, it's hard to say that when fucking Chandler just kicked off. Like, he literally just kicked Tony Ferguson's head off. So it's kind of hard to say that when he has that one shot, one kill can end the fight at any moment after, because Ferguson was kind of putting it on him that first round. He rocked him, and he was actually doing really well up until that, So, I mean, that just shows, though, even if you did get the better of him in one round, he could still end it. And I think the same goes for Poirier. I feel like he don't have the one punch, like, knock Chandler face down, ass up type power, but enough to rock him and then finish him like a TKO and then put his lights out, because he has enough power where he could kind of rock you with either hand and not everything's so explosive. So he's always in good position to throw power. You know what I mean? Like, he's always with his footwork or whatever. He's always in a good spot to still unload with freaking hooks and uppercuts and straight punches with power, and not out of position too much. Like with Chandler, you swing for the fences, and you miss. Fuck, you might end up on your ass just missing, So it's, that's the thing. Like, it's a tough call to make. It's like coin flip. It's tough to even. That's why I don't like calling these, like trying to pick on these fights. It's really tough. When you get at that level, anything can happen in the fight. But I don't know. Like I said, decision. I'm leaning Chandler. I think Poirier is a little more durable. I do think Chandler has more ways to win if he does use his wrestling, take him down. I think he gets a submission, honestly, or a ground and pound with DP if he could do that. Not that DP's a slouch on the ground. He's a black belt jiu-jitsu. He has some slick. Back in featherweight, he was pulling off triangles and arm bars. He's definitely good everywhere as well. I just feel like the wrestling's just a little different, when you got someone who wrestled their whole life to someone who's just do jiu-jitsu. To me, I did jiu-jitsu, so that's like lazy wrestling to me. Like you're okay to, all right, fuck it, you're right, you go on, I'm on my back now. All right, we'll work from here now. But with the high-level wrestlers, it's not that easy. Plus, Chandler's very tough to finish. He's never been finished other than TKO or KO. Has never been submitted. And he's went against some great submission artists himself. So, yeah, I don't know, man. This is a tough one to call. I don't know what you guys think. Leave in the comments. I think I'm leaning Poirier. When this first fight was first announced, I was already leaning Poirier. I was. But the fact that it's a 3-rounder, it makes it like really 50-50 to me. Because I just feel like, obviously I feel like if there is a finish, it's probably Chandler, just some explosive shit, especially in 3 rounds. But I don't know. I kind of feel like Poirier, if he does get it done, it's going to be like a 3-round TKO or something like that, because I just feel like that's how he would have to do it. I don't think a decision. I think Chandler wins a decision, but I also feel like it's 50-50 Poirier, whoever gets a stop, honestly. I don't know. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy this fucking fight. I wouldn't put money on it because this fight, I can't call this one. So, shit. Let's say a draw.